Alright, so basically at this point we all know Daniel Ricciardo is leaving. It's pretty much a given now. But what the hell is actually going on? Not only is Daniel actually leaving, now he's actually seeking an eye-watering payout from McLaren. Apparently, he's allowed to leave with a nice big sum of $21 million. However, is this as bad as it seems? Let's find out.
Oh my god! Yeah, so my bro, let's chase this and we ain't gonna stop until we got it. I'ma skate up on my...
So basically, this whole silly season all occurred when Mr. Sebastian Vettel decided to join social media. He finally made an Instagram account, and I don't know about you, but my friends and I were excited that he was finally on Insta. Unfortunately, not long, he announced his retirement on Instagram. And that's when kind of everything hit the fan. We saw Alonso get announced to Aston Martin a few days after that, and apparently Alpine had no idea that that was even going to be a thing. They were actually expecting Alonso to stay on long term. So with Alonso out the window, we had a spot for Oscar Piastri. Unfortunately, that gets announced and it's not true as well. So Alpine are really in the mud. I don't know what's going on over there. That's a whole different circus that we don't want to focus on today. We can dive into that in another video, but for now we're going to just be focusing on Daniel Ricciardo and I suppose his future, what's happening next year for him. So since Oscar hasn't signed with Alpine, he's rumored to have signed with McLaren, or I suppose they're in negotiations as we speak. I mean, look, he's not going to denounce Alpine publicly in front of everyone if he hasn't got something in the bag with another F1 team, and most likely it's going to be McLaren. Do you guys think he made the right decision by ditching Alpine for McLaren? Let me know in the comments. I want to see what you guys think. Alright, so basically that means Ricciardo is out. There's no way Norris is getting kicked out. He's been outperforming Ricciardo this whole F1 season, out-qualifying him, finishing above him, and also scoring more points. Thing is, Ricciardo needs to see somewhere else. So according to some resources, Daniel Ricciardo is actually reportedly seeking a whooping 8-figure payout just to walk away from his contract with McLaren. He is actually contracted for further than this year, and that's the reason why he's actually asking for this payout. I suppose it's fair enough. He was promised one thing, and if they're going to break the contract, there are clauses. According to speedcafe.com, they said that Ricciardo asked for $21 million for his early termination of the contract, and he will only part way if that contract clause is actually met. He's said to be the only party who can actually break his contract. You know, if I was him, I'm not going to move unless I get that paycheck. If a team's going to kick me out like that publicly and humiliate me, I'm a walk out with the bag, you know what I'm saying? His contract expires at the end of 2023, so he's got every right to do this, in my opinion. Apparently, the report also states that Ricciardo should secure a drive at another team next season, and where that salary he gets has to be sort of refunded to McLaren. Let's say he goes to Alpine next season, they pay him, you know, an odd number of $13 million for that season. He needs to refund that to McLaren from that $21 million that he got. So this is where it kind of gets interesting. If Alpine and Ricciardo want to be a little bit petty and kind of get their revenge against McLaren, you know, they can sort of agree on some sort of salary that's worth $23, for example, and only refund McLaren $23 and have some sort of closed book contract with Ricciardo and Alpine where he actually gets a real salary. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but if it does, it's going to be funny as hell to see sort of what trickles down from that. So if the payout does happen, that obviously makes room for Piastri to sign with McLaren and sort of Ricciardo to continue his F1 career somewhere else on the grid. I believe Ricciardo isn't really done. I think the guy's got talent. He's still got something to show for it. Unfortunately, him joining McLaren wasn't that. Things kind of went south real quick, especially this season, and very quick as well. I really hope he does well at Alpine next season if he does sign with them. His return may mark some sort of, you know, spark in him and he can actually perform. I think he's got a bit of life left in him. He's a hilarious character. I just feel like he'll be very missed from the grid if he's not there next season. The significance of this all is really the fact that McLaren has to pay out some odd $20 million, which is a huge sum for F1 teams, as we know, especially with a team like McLaren who actually struggled during the COVID pandemic, and they're only kind of starting to get back on their feet. So this is going to be a huge sum. Some key figures in the McLaren team are actually negotiating now with, I suppose, Ricciardo, his team, his agent, or whoever, to sort of negotiate a nice deal, something maybe that can reduce the 21 mil, maybe something under that, or maybe even finance into another team, for example. It's a huge hit to their financial sector, but the thing is, I suppose they're really betting on Oscar Piastri doing really well. You know, with his rookie season, if they do sign him, it might pay off. The gamble actually may pay off. Who knows? We'll see. Reports say that Ricciardo is actually in talks with 4 different constructors so far. So 4 different F1 teams are in talks with him. Who knows which one's actually going to seal the deal, which ones are actually serious. All we know that is Aston Martin's good for now. Stroll isn't going to be going anywhere. They just signed Alonso. I'm pretty sure their sort of seat is already done. Who knows where he'll be going, if it's AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, or even Williams. We'll see in the future, I suppose. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me to make more videos for you guys. This is our first time making this sort of video, so if you guys really did enjoy it, please let me know. I'll make some more for you guys as well. Peace.